You ever click on a live stream and instantly feel like you shouldn't be there? Like you just walked into something you weren't meant to see? That's exactly what happened on September 30th, 2025, when viewers randomly joined a small gaming stream. First, it looked normal. A teenage guy, controller in hand, playing a sports game like nothing in the world mattered. No panic, no stress, no sign that anything was wrong. But then, people started reading the chat, and the chat didn't match the stream. Are you going to jail? How are you going to stream from prison? Why did you do it, Vincent? Yeah, Vincent. That's when everything started to feel off. Because the person behind the screen, Vincent, wasn't just another gamer. Less than 24 hours before this stream, two teenage girls, Maria and Isabella, had been killed. And somehow, people were connecting him to it. Let's rewind. September 29th, just before sunset. A quiet neighborhood, the kind where nothing ever happens. Maria and Isabella, both just 17, were riding their e-bikes down the street, laughing, talking, just living a normal day. Then, out of nowhere, a car, speeding, way too fast. Witnesses later said it sounded like an explosion. The impact was so violent, it didn't even feel real. Neighbors came running outside, phones shaking, voices panicking. There's a girl on the road. Please hurry. There's two of them. Oh my God. But by the time help arrived, it was already over. Investigators later revealed something chilling. The car wasn't just speeding, it was flying, nearly 70 miles per hour, in a street where the limit was barely 25. That's not a mistake. That's not losing control. That's a decision. The collision threw Maria and Isabella across the street, one of them landing nearly 50 feet away. Just imagine that for a second. That kind of force doesn't happen by accident. And then, it got worse. Instead of stopping, the driver tried to leave, but the crash had done too much damage. One of the e-bikes was literally stuck in the car, so the driver had no choice. He abandoned the vehicle and ran. Police traced the car quickly. License plate, ownership, everything led back to one name, Vincent, a 17-year-old. Same age as the girls. Same town. Same school. He was brought in for questioning that same night. But here's the thing. At that point, police didn't have enough. No direct proof he was driving. No confession. So they let him go. And officially, it was still being treated as an accident. But not everyone believed that. Because Maria's family already knew something wasn't right. They had history with Vincent. And it wasn't good. According to them, this wasn't random. For months, Vincent had been targeting Maria, following her, watching her, harassing her. They went to the same school, but whatever was going on between them, it had clearly escalated. Neighbors even reported seeing him parked outside her house, just sitting there, waiting, watching. That's not normal behavior. That's obsession. Things got even darker when more details came out. A month before the crash, Maria reported him, and after that, something changed. Vincent didn't back off. He got worse, more aggressive, more unpredictable. He allegedly made fake police reports, even causing her family to get swatted multiple times. Think about that. That's not just harassment. That's psychological warfare. And then, there were the streams. Old clips started resurfacing. In one of them, Vincent literally talks about having a vendetta against Maria. Not joking, not laughing, serious, cold, calculated. At one point, he even planned to send things to her house, just to mess with her, like it was some kind of game. So now, go back to that live stream. The one where he's casually playing games, while the internet is calling him a killer, while two families are grieving, while the truth is slowly coming together. And somehow, he's acting like none of it happened. But what Vincent didn't realize was that while he was streaming, investigators were watching too. And piece by piece, they were about to prove something far more disturbing than anyone expected. While Vincent sat there, streaming like nothing happened, investigators were quietly building a case. And this time, they weren't guessing. They were watching. It started with something small. Camera. Not police footage. Not anything official. just a regular home security camera on a nearby street. The kind people install and forget about. But that camera caught something important. A car speeding through the neighborhood. Fast. Too fast. And behind the wheel was Vincent. Minutes later, the same camera picked up something else. Figure walking back. Not running anymore. Not panicking. Just casually walking, like he was heading home after a normal day. That one detail, it destroyed his entire story. Because now, investigators didn't just have suspicion. They had a timeline. They had movement. They had him. And when you combine that with eyewitness accounts, the pieces start locking into place. One witness described the driver as young. Another remembered the car. Everything pointed back to the same person. Vincent. October 1st. Just one day after the live stream, police made their move. Vincent was arrested, charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder. Not an accident anymore. Not a mistake. A crime. And just like that, his online world disappeared. His channel, gone. His streams, erased. But the damage? That stayed. 2 families, forever changed. 2 names, Maria and Isabella. That should have had a future. But here's the thing about stories like this. They don't just end. Because Vincent wasn't the only one who tried to use social media to control the narrative. A few years earlier, another video appeared online. But this one was different. There was no gameplay, no chat, no distractions. Just a man, sitting in front of a camera, trying to explain something that could never be justified. "My daughter, I love you." That's how it started. A calm voice, almost emotionless. This was Trent, a father, a husband, someone who, up until that moment, looked completely normal online. Family vlogs, DIY projects, simple life, nothing that would make you think this video was coming. But it was, because just before hitting record, Trent had done something irreversible. Earlier that day, he got into an argument with his wife, Savannah. No one knows exactly what started it, but people close to them said it wasn't unusual. Trent was known to be controlling, jealous, possessive, the kind of person who needed control over everything. And when he felt like he was losing it, things escalated. That morning, Savannah left. She took the kids, dropped them off at school, and went to her mother's house, trying to create distance, trying to stay safe. But Trent was already thinking ahead. When Savannah and her mother returned later that day, the house seemed quiet. Too quiet. Savannah's mother walked inside, heading toward the bedroom. And then movement. From behind the shower curtain, Trent stepped out, with a weapon. No warning. No hesitation. He said he was going to end both of them, and then he fired. Savannah's mother managed to escape. Barely. She ran, called for help, but Savannah wasn't as lucky. She was shot, and later died from her injuries. And while all of this was happening, while the chaos, the panic, the fear unfolded in real life, Trent did something chilling. He sat down, turned on a camera, and recorded a video. In that video, he didn't take responsibility. He didn't show real remorse. Instead, he tried to shift the blame, claiming Savannah caused this, claiming he was the victim, even attempting to cry, but nothing came out. No tears, no emotion, just empty words. And the most disturbing part? Near the end of the video, you can hear something. A noise, faint but clear, like movement inside the house. Which means there's a strong chance Trent recorded that message while hiding nearby, while waiting. After that, he ran. A full manhunt began. Police tracked him down later that day, cornered him, but instead of surrendering, he made another choice. One that forced officers to open fire. He survived, was arrested, charged. But even then, the story didn't end. Because months later, he disappeared again. Cut off his tracker, stole a car, vanished. And for nearly a year, no one knew where he was. Until one day he was found, surrounded, no escape. But instead of facing justice, Trent made one final decision, ending everything before the system could. 2 different stories, 2 different people, but the same pattern. Camera, platform, and a desperate attempt to control how the world sees you after doing something unforgivable. Because sometimes, the scariest part isn't the crime itself, it's how normal everything looks right after, and that's what makes stories like this perfect for fear after midnight. Because by the time you realize something is wrong, it's already too late.